Good afternoon, everybody. How's it going today? Texas Redleg here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good start to your weeks, and I hope that you're all making progress in getting better at things and stocking the things that you need to stock. The title of this video today is Shaky Ground. And I know that, people are all about being positive, and I try to be as positive as possible as well. Most of the time, but it's also important to keep things real, and it's also important to be honest about the true barometer of where we're at right now. And I'll put it like this. Here's my opinion on the situation. When they demo a building, when they level it with explosives, they place the explosives, they make certain cuts and adjustments here or there to where it'll just fall and pancake down, or fall a certain way. In other words, a controlled collapse, if you will. And I sort of feel like that's where we're at right now. I feel like the explosives have been put into place. The enemies within and foreign have gotten together and engineered this thing to come crumbling down in pieces in organized fashion. The Republic is already in severe danger just from a weak and dishonest United States government. This government really must think that we are stupid because, for example, we all heard what Joe said the other day. We all heard him say, when faced with what he said the next day in the States, as being, that's not what I said. That didn't happen. None of that's true. We heard it with our own ears. And people need to understand that this is real now. This is a rogue regime in place here in colluding with our actual government as we speak, in my opinion. Again, that's just my opinion. I think there is a collusion with regard to the NWO and obviously the Great Reset. We all have heard the, rumblings of this and that, and we've also heard the purveyors of such a reset, like Klaus Schwab and others, who have routinely pontificated about the subject, and then that's what's going to happen. You couple that with an ongoing war with a nuclear power, the possibility or likelihood of another war with another nuclear power in another portion of the world at the same time or close together, and the supply shortages worldwide, inflation worldwide, and the fact that more variants are on the way. So I think the writing is clearly on the wall. I think that the tea leaves are already, have been read, if you will. I think a lot of us don't know exactly how it's going to happen or what order it's going to happen in, but I am a firm believer that, and I hate to say it, the Republic as we know it is crumbling. Okay? And I think that our enemies, foreign and domestic, are certainly willing to let it crumble as it is written for their own personal profit and gain and power for the future. There's too many things in place, people. A lot of it's engineered. I think most of it's probably engineered. You've got the worldwide or international shortage of grains. You're going to have the blackmailing or the leveraging of countries based on food need. There's a lot of wars going on other than just ordnance flying back and forth. You've got economic wars, you've got agricultural wars, you've got shipping wars. All this stuff, I think, is by design. I think that the big C over there has been hoarding grains for the better part of a year while they continually roll out new variants for the world to be afflicted with. I think that people need to wake up, and I think that it's not I did a video last week about not complaining. I'm really not complaining here. I'm just making sure that one, that you people think I'm on board or I'm on the right path, and two, if you're on board with what I'm saying. It's I know there's a lot of different opinions out there, and I wasn't on the whole NWO thing at first. I was a little bit pushed back on it a little bit just so I could further research it myself. But now I'm sort of, gravitating towards that possibility, and it looks to me like it's a real deal. So I think, people like Pinball and Alaska Prepper, there's so many out there that, Off the Wall, Prepper Now. There's just a lot of news out there, a lot of good people that are giving us good guidance, and there's a ton of more, channels out there. Those are some of the ones I routinely look at. Full Spectrum Survival is another one. Survival Living is another. There's just a lot of good channels out there. Zombie Farmer. I even like Zombie Prepper a lot. We interact some. So, I like all these channels, and I watch them all because I want a good, encompassing view or 360 view of what's going on in the world, and here and abroad, and what their sources are telling them. And I certainly trust them a hell of a lot more than I do the news media. And then as far as news goes, I'll be honest with you people, I get a lot of my news from Texas News Service, and I would check them out for sure over on YouTube here. And they're also on, I think, Rumble and Twitch and all these other platforms, but definitely on YouTube here a couple times a day usually. That's Texas News Service if you don't know them, or TNS. But people, prices are going up like crazy. I mean, it's insane. I paid $15 today for a 5-pound bag of skinless, boneless chicken breasts, and that's crazy to me, but it was the best deal I could get in the store. I looked at it all, and trying to eat healthier. That's one of the things that I'm going to be eating a lot of is chicken, and I like it anyway. But it's real, people. I would stock up on my canned goods, especially my fruits. Fruit is produce in general is going to be really, really bad and tough to grab with no fertilizer being in the market. The granaries, all the grain products are going to be sky high and or difficult or impossible to get. I would really implore people to go ahead and get stocked up on those, those proteins, those starches, and get your rice, your pasta, your sauces, your canned meats, like I said, canned vegetables, canned fruits. And, don't forget the water, of course. I mean, this is all basic stuff that most people should know. Most people that, even if they're not preppers, they should know the food groups to get started. But it's real, people. And, get your home maintenance stuff gathered up. Get everything that you might need to get through the summer. And then I was going to give a bonus here before I sign off today. Those of you that have central heat and air, you have your condensing unit outside, or your air conditioner, what people will call it a lot of times. It's got those coil fins on it. Make sure you go out there and spray that thing off. Spray those fins off before summer gets here, so you have a good, clean, flow of air through that system, so it doesn't overheat. A lot of times in the winter, those coils get full of dirt and debris, and it won't allow your unit to run efficient. So that might save you some time and trouble and money down the road. So with that, everybody keep prepping. Stack it deep, and always remember, long live the Republic, even though it's on shaky ground.